Hello everybody and welcome to the chassis variant series Blackjacks. This is the BJ1X. Now the Blackjack 1X, why the X? Well, that was the prototype variant as it was being developed back in the age-old Star League days. Yes, this was a high-tech variant in some respects. It actually came with a XL engine. I think it was a 225, something like that, somewhere in that area. In MechWarrior Online, the engine rating is 295, so it's quite a nippy variant if you want to go up all the way to the max engine size, and why wouldn't you, I guess? So, it's an expensive variant, and it is probably the most distinct variant because it doesn't have any ballistics weaponry. It only has energy hardpoints. So how many energy hardpoints it has? 8 of the little fuckers. 8 energy hardpoints. Yes, that's quite a powerful Blackjack with the right kind of build in there. It doesn't have any jump jets, so you know we're gonna thank God for small mercies in that one. We have some slight advantage that it can't just jump up somewhere and escape when you're chasing it down. But it makes it quite deadly. The default build is lots of flamers, medium lasers, basically. So it's gonna cook you, and then it's gonna open you up and do quite a lot of damage. And the Blackjack 1X is no stranger to getting some kills out there on MechWarrior Online. There's plenty of times I've come across this mech and basically just felt like giving up when you've got someone bearing down on you with a shitload of energy weapons like this. And as I said, with the speed as well, it's hard to get away from if you're in anything bigger than obviously a light mech. Obviously some mediums don't stand a chance even at the same weight class of getting away from this thing. It's so quick. So yeah, it's quirked obviously around some of the more prevalent energy weapons out there. It features, as I said, the flamers in replacement of the ballistics. Now, flamers are a lot better than they used to be for MechWarrior Online. They used to be rather terrible, and you could never overheat a mech with them. It was kind of pointless to take them. I still took them on things like the firestarter. And yeah, it was very rare that I overheated a mech. Nowadays, the new flamer setup does make it quite an effective mech. And basically it turns the BJ1X now into an infighter if you're using it stock. Because once the fight starts, and especially on maps like this, Tourmaline, or Terra Firma, or basically any map that is just sort of slightly hotter or just standard temperatures, flamers become very effective because you can rapidly burn a mech, overheat them, because let's face it, some player builds out there are already hot and they're trying to micromanage their heat, so the flamers don't help the situation, and you can shut down assault mechs, heavies very quickly. I mean, even some light mechs you can quickly overheat, the likes of Arctic Cheetahs and Firestarters. Even the Raven 3L with the ER larges can be quite quickly shut down if the pilot isn't paying attention to when those flamers start burning them up. Yeah, the medium lasers obviously don't help though. I mean, the Blackjack 1X can overheat just as rapidly if you're not paying attention yourself, as the flamer use can very rapidly increase your heat, and that's when things start to become a bit more of a balancing act with the mech, as you're desperately trying to keep your own heat under control, or you're trying to overheat the enemy. I think I give an example of it here. I think I've just shut down that Masakari, and yeah, he got opened up for his troubles, and that's one of the new advantages of the flamers these days. Back in the past, all you would have done is tickled him a bit, increased your own heat, and not really come out of it with any real discernible effect. But yeah, Blackjack 1X is very good for the flamers, and it's good to see more mechs with flamers. Obviously, they're not the most common weapon seen on even in BattleTech. To be honest, the flamers aren't used a hell of a lot by battlemechs. Only a few variants and specific chassis ever bring them, hence the Firestarter being so popular in the first place. So, well, it was an anti-infantry weapon more so than an anti-mech weapon anyway, so that's the reason why you didn't see it as often. And AC-2s, for instance, they were also used as anti-aircraft. But anyway, beside the point. So, build-wise, this one can be a little mother trucker with its energy hardpoint numbers, but as I said, lack of jump jets limits its mobility on the field. And yeah, I don't know if this would be the most popular one, because the energy hardpoints are all good, but sometimes people just want a bit of the boom from the ballistics, and the arrow hero variant has certainly shown that most people will prefer, if they can, to run ballistics over just energy weaponry. It also helps keep things fresh, because let's face it, there's a lot of energy hardpoint mechs in the game, and you know, if that's your style, I would recommend the Blackjack 1X as a starting point for this series of mechs, because it has such a large number. The Blackjack 3, which is my original gameplay video, is also an all-energy variant, and that comes with PPCs instead, but it only has the 6 hardpoints, if I remember correctly, and doesn't have as high an engine rating, so depending on how fast you want to go, this is definitely the one to choose, if you can afford the XL engine to get you up there, because you don't want to stick a standard 295 in there, because, or whatever it is, a standard 200 engine, because it's just too heavy to really do any decent builds with. And if you are going to run this, I would recommend doubles, heatsinks wise, because you don't want to be charging around in this mech with oh, we got that kill on that Banshee there. You do not want to be running around in this with standard heatsinks, because with the flamers combined and the energy hardpoints, you will be you'll be shutting down quite a lot. It's not fun. Standard heatsinks seriously need addressing in MechWarrior Online. Mechs that are just running standards are in a pretty bad place these days. They need to make it viable to take one or the other, give you advantages or disadvantages, since you can stock more standards, but obviously they're not as heat efficient, but maybe they should be past a certain threshold of heatsinks standard put into the mech. Maybe it gives a small benefit, I don't know. It's an expensive upgrade, 1.5 million for doubles, so yeah, maybe it's the idea is supposed to be that the 1.5 mil is a stumbling block, I don't know. But yeah, I'm dead in this match, but I think I got at least one kill with the flamers on that Banshee, and certainly hurt quite a few mechs, so yeah, we'll leave it there. That is the BJ1X. Hopefully, I've helped you with some ideas about whether you'd like that mech or not, and overall I hope you enjoy the series here on the Blackjacks, depending on what order you watch them in, and I'll see you on the next one. So thanks for watching. Critical Rocket signing out.
Right arm destroyed. Medium laser destroyed. Left arm critical damage. Airstrike.